Hello everyone. Today is Wednesday, June 22nd, 2022. I'm Crystal Dawn Hill, and I'm back to discuss the next part of my video entitled The Influence of the Stars Along My Journey with My Divine Masculine. First of all, I'd like to apologize. Part 1 got abruptly disrupted. I'm not sure what happened, but it stopped at a really good point. I was on point number 9, talking about my visions of a portal, and it stopped me at a really good place. So I'm going to take that as a sign from the universe that I was finished talking about point 9. And it's now time to move on to part 10, and that is how my natal chart has brought my whole life journey with the stars full circle. Now, in part 1, in points 1 through 9, I had mentioned that there was one other thing that I wanted to go into in reference to point 4 about the stars speaking to me. When I was listening back over the first part of this message, I actually remembered something else as well. And that's what I want to talk about first of all, before starting the discussion about my natal chart. Back in 1998, I got married to my second husband, and we took our honeymoon in Cape Cod, Massachusetts. We had taken a day trip to Nantucket Island. It was either Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard. I can't remember now. I know I wanted to go to one of them, and there wasn't a boat available, so we went to the other island instead, and I believe that was Martha's Vineyard. Anyway, we took a day trip there, and that evening we were taking a stroll, and I remember looking up at the stars, and I can remember distinctly the stars telling me that I had not married the right person, that my true soul connection was still out there somewhere. And of course, being a newlywed and on my honeymoon, I totally disregarded and dismissed that message. And to be honest, it was a little bit confusing. I don't know, why I didn't see it for what it was, but for whatever reason, my path continued along the way it did. So, nevertheless, that was a very clear message. I always had it in the back of my mind, and periodically I've thought about it from time to time throughout my journey. There was another point that I had forgotten to mention, and that was in reference to my website. Shortly after I created my website, I was doing these little daily quotes, and I was getting inspiration for just short little quote type messages, and I had a whole tab devoted to these little quotes. And one of them was, and probably the most poignant for me, was, when you're looking for the right person, don't look outside into the world, but look up and you'll find this one star that seems to be guiding you. And if you follow that star, it will, the person who you're meant to be with will be following that same star, and it will guide the two of you together. And ever since I was inspired to write that quote, I've always believed in it because of where it came from. And it has indeed done just that for me in my journey. And what I discussed in points 1 through 9, as far as the portal opening through which I can reach my divine masculine, that's been the precise meaning of that quote for me. So, with all that being said, I'd like to start talking about my natal chart, how it came about that that my natal chart was read, and the meaning that it has had for me in reference to the significance and the integral part of my life that the stars have played in guiding me along my journey. So a few days ago, I was chatting with a fellow twin flame, and he felt guided to pull my natal chart and read it for me. And when he looked at it, he told me that my north node, and before I say this, I would like to just say I am not versed in astrology whatsoever. I know my sun sign, and that's pretty much it. I know Saturn is a big part of my my natal chart,